He's a good boy. Good girl, Bailey. Scout. Thank you. Good boy. I know. You're a good boy. Rufus. Rufus, come. Rufus, come. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. Good, come. Yeah. Oh, you are so smart. Oh, yes, you are. Yeah. You like little Bailey, I know. She likes you too. She's just really hot right now. It's warm. It's warm for a little flat facer. Oh, he's testing her now. Good boy. Good girl, Bailey. Tessa, you always have to walk in the long line. Is that just your job? Must be. Good girl, Bales. Sydney just wants to sunbathe. He tried to get the party started with her, but she just wants to sunbathe. Good girl. Good boy. He's super nice, super good with other dogs. Super appropriate. Good boy. Hasn't shown any interest whatsoever in leaving the property at all, even when the neighbors have been out with their kids, like at the end of my driveway and stuff, so. He likes Sydney. You like her? Yeah. But he's very good. Like, he'd be great off leash. He just follows you around. But, you know, a dog like this, I would train for the e-collar because they have a high genetic breed potential to want to run. So that's what I would do for that. And as soon as the dog learned that, and we had built you have a relationship and you have a way to communicate when they're off leash. I mean, this is a wonderful dog. There's no reason why he needs a fenced yard or, can't be off leash. Like, it depends on the relationship that the family builds with him. That's going to be the primary determinant of whether he wants to stick around and realizes that, sticking around is the best thing for him, or if he wants to, it's good boys. Yeah. Good boys. Oh, good boy, Lincoln. See, he gives him his butt. Like, he's very, they're very nice with each other. It's just that Lincoln can be a little bit selective with dogs that are about the same size or bigger and that are around the same age as he is. And so, he tried to kind of mount, like, was posturing like he was going to mount him playfully. And Lincoln was like, hell no, and backed him off. And he was good after. He wasn't fearful. He wasn't afraid. He wasn't nervous. He gave Lincoln a little bit of a wide berth for a few minutes. And then all was well again. And I worked with them for a little bit together, just on stationing, which is like, both of them are sitting kind of just in front of me. One gets the food, the other gets a piece of food, and they both have to stay. They can't reach over to get the other dog's food or anything like that. Good boy. Lincoln's little nubbin's going. Good boy. Yes. Good job, boys. And now that, I've had them not separated, but, yeah. Get it, buddy. Oh, all right. Spit that one out. You didn't like that one? Bailey? Yeah, it's what'll happen. Bailey will steal it from you. So, Lincoln does really like him, and he really likes him, but they just need a little more getting to know you time, I think. So stationing is basically like if this wasn't here, I was doing the same thing when he was out. So I would give one for him, and then I would give one for him. Oops, he dropped it. And they can't push into each other's space. They can't try and take each other's piece. I say the name before each one. And whichever dog, see that, exactly just there, like he went into her at a T and then came around behind her. That's what he did with Lincoln and Lincoln was like, no, we are not that close. So, you know, that kind of stuff doesn't surprise me. But they just need a little more getting to know you time before I will let them be free together, making, you know, all their own choices. Because he's so goofy, and Lincoln's so goofy too. He's just a little more good boy. Yeah, good boys. Yes. This way, this way they can still have that interaction, but without any pressure to make tough choices for either of them, because we have a barrier, and neither of them have, you know, barrier frustration or aggression. So this is nice. We can have that nice, like, they can sniff each other through there. Good boys, yes. And especially like when they go nose to nose like that, I want to reinforce that, because, you know, that's the most kind of tense positions that a dog can meet in, is nose to nose. So anytime that happens, I'm going to reinforce both of them for it, especially Lincoln, because he's the one that's a little more iffy for me. Or he's the one that, not even iffy, it's just like I said, he's more selective with dogs that are around his age and size or larger. And that's a breed trait, typically. And in general, same-sex dogs are never going to get along like opposite-sex dogs will. Like I always recommend to people, if you're going to get a dog, good boys. Yes. Good. Oh, that's so nice. He's doing play bow. Good boy. Yeah, good boy, Lincoln. And Lincoln stayed laying down and calm, didn't get, you know, overamped about it. So that's nice. Good job, buds. But yeah, I always tell people, like, if they're looking to get a second dog or whatever, that, good sniffs, yes. That, you know, if they have a male, they should go for a female. If they have a female, they should go for a male. And that's just kind of a general rule, but it's especially prevalent with breeds that are guardian or protection type breeds. So like livestock guardians, you're going to see that more with protection type breeds. Like Dobermans, Rottweilers, you're going to see that more with, you know, Malinois, German Shepherds. Any dog that's made to work and has a lot of intensity. But even dogs like terriers, right? Pit Bull Terriers, Amstaffs, bully breeds in general, terriers in general, like Yorkies, Bostons, they're going to have more difficulty too, because they have high intensity. They're not necessarily, they can be working dogs. They have the skills, they have the athleticism, they have all that. And some pit bulls and bully breeds are working dogs. I don't know so much about Boston Terriers, but the thing about a Boston is that it is a terrier still, just in a smaller package. So, you know, they can be a lot. And so dogs that are breeds that are more prone, or dogs in particular with, you know, their individual temperaments that are more prone to high intensity, are generally speaking going to have a harder time with dogs of the same sex that are, you know, the same size or bigger than them, and that are generally around the same age. You know, younger dogs, like under 1 year, no problem. That's a puppy. That's different, right? Much more tolerant, generally, with a puppy. These types of dogs, and older dogs too, you know, 3, 4, 5, they don't care as much, because as the dog gets older, it's seen as weaker anyway. But dogs that are in their prime of maturity, and, you know, to a dog like Lincoln or a breed like that, possess a certain level of just they need to have a certain level of comfort before you can really be like, okay, I trust you with this dog that is the same sex, same age, whatever, right? Unless it's a particular pairing where like they are very similarly submissive, or one dog is clearly more dominant and the other is accepting of it. I know you were rolling around. Yes. So a dog that's more accepting of the more dominant dog, that's fine. And not that he was challenging, and not that Lincoln was trying to dominate. They were both just kind of testing each other out again, right? See, that type of stuff. And for him, that's right. That's, I want to play, but good. For him, that's a play thing. But for a male dog that's the same, size and approximate age as he is, most of them aren't going to take it as a plaything super well. But for him, just with his temperament and his breeds and his drives and things like that, it's not a concern. He can pretty much get along with any dog, it seems to me. But, thank you. But, so largely it would be dependent on the other dog and whether, like I said, they're going to be the more dominant one with a, kind of quiet confidence that doesn't need to do that testing kind of thing. Maybe an older dog, right? Like if it was an older male, that would probably work out well because he would generally defer to that male as the older member of the pack. That's just his general temperament. Lincoln wouldn't, right? Lincoln would see that as a weaker, dog because they're older, and that would be less concern to him. Thank you. Very, very responsive, very easy to correct. He stops right away, and he gets the idea, right? He doesn't just go back and try again. His arousal comes down quickly. This is a very stable dog, I will say. Really, we don't see, especially in rescue, many dogs like this. So whoever adopts this dog, if they put the time into building the relationship with him, I think he would be a fantastic companion for an active person, that hikes a lot, that's willing to do the training and the relationship building necessary if they were to want to take him off leash and him be reliable and under control and all that stuff. So he does a lot of sniffing too of the other dogs' butts, and hey, see, like he's met that dog, so that stuff is more so like young dog flirting kind of stuff than anything else. So I'm just gonna split like another dog would. I walk between them and I split them up, because Scout doesn't want to be followed around with someone's nose up his ass, and Sydney doesn't want to be mounted, and so but he's not really persistent in these things, so he's easily corrected, very responsive. Yeah, no, change in his attitude. He clearly understands that it's just, an interrupter, and we don't want that behavior. Yeah, good boy. He loves praise. He loves petting. He's very, 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 very sweet. Very sweet. And very, very well balanced. A very stable dog. Environmentally, Tessa, you lay in the worst places. The absolute worst. You always end up under the line. Always. Or over the line. Yeah, I know. And you get all dirty because you lay in the rocks like a weirdo. Yeah. Like a weirdo. You lay in the rocks. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah. You're full of dirt. We're going to have to pat you out like a rug. So we'll see what decision he makes here. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. So 2 little tiny corrections for trying to mount Sydney. And the 3rd time he goes over for a sniff, he chooses the right thing, which I want, which is to just, not do the mounting or try to mount. And he turned around and left. So I have to, reinforce him for that. And this dog is going to be very easy for someone to work with, someone that knows, what they're doing, because he's so responsive to praise and to verbal encouragement, and he's very in tune with the person. As I said, he just follows me around, and whether this was on or not, I feel that he would do the same, because it doesn't get tight, and he's like, oh, I better turn, like that, she stepped on it. But for now, like I'm right here, so I'm just gonna start to walk away. Good boy. So before the leash even gets tight, he just starts following me. Oh, there's a pheasant running across the street there. Good boy. Little Bailey. Little Scout. Yeah, he's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. Oh, yeah.